just wanting to just say that I'm feeling like I really am part of this community. Like we're in this together. And I kind of wanted to do a little something to so that we could co-regulate together before I start. I don't want to feel like I'm like teaching or leading. I want to feel like we're each practicing together. And yeah, I'm trying to stay present to say this. Yeah. So what I would like to do is, if there's any volunteers today, anybody, what I wanted to do was, and this is I'm taking this from Jane Clapp, who does a lot of stuff on nervous system regulation, and just to attune to each other, to just kind of move together, and just like a little bit of moving together. And so, like one person could start, and and then I will take over, or I start and the other person takes over, just for a minute. Does anybody want to do that with me? You start, and I follow you, and then I follow you, and you know what I mean? Like we kind of share that, and then everyone else, you know, video on or off, we just kind of do that to kind of resonate and connect. Sound good? You want to start?
Sure.
We just do full movement.
I
Yeah.
apologize for my lack of yoga clothes.
And then I'll start and you follow me. And I'll just complete with this last little hug. And then we'll just continue together. And so basically, I will guide us, but it's everybody's practice. So really listening to what resonates. And if you want to keep moving, be still, be still. And now I feel more resonant with you guys. I don't know how you feel with me. Yeah. All right. So, position that feels appropriate for you right now. You can still be lying down if you're still lying down. If you want to move, move. And let's just take a look over toward one side. So I'm going to go over toward the right. And if Lynn, let me know how the sound is. Okay. Just interrupt if there's anything. Otherwise, don't worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good so far.
All right, so I'm gonna twist over toward the right. So just looking over, and if you want your eyes closed, that's fine. And this is what Lynn was talking about with orienting, and that is what we do even subconsciously to keep us safe. And so just looking around at windows, doors, whatever it is that we know we have an exit route. Even if we know, and just kind of letting ourselves know that we are safe here in the space. And then we'll slowly go to the other side. And at your own time. And also orienting can be using your textures, it could be smelling, it could be listening. So just kind of bringing in any and all senses. And then slowly coming back to center. And then we did this last week, just a little bit of eye yoga. So just take your eyes, you can have them open or closed, looking up to the sky, to the right, down, to the left. Just close your eyes for a moment. Come over to this side if you like, I'm going to go over the right. I think it looks opposite on your screen. And take an arm over. And then coming out of it and really feeling the ground. So grounding is another really good tool. And even if, just kind of tuning into whatever feels connected with the ground, whatever's connected with the ground. And then taking the arm away while we're over to the side. So the arm is going to the opposite side of the body. So feeling a nice stretch in the neck area. Yeah. Good. And then we'll take that arm back up and behind the head. And then looking up toward the sky any amount. And just notice if it feels a little different after doing that eye yoga. And then take the arm up any amount. Just kind of take a little stretch and maybe moving the arm any way you like. I'm going to take this back over to a twist over to that side. So I'm over to the right. My right hand's behind me. And just notice, am I looking at the same area? Is it different? Can I look a little further? Excuse me. I'm bringing in any other parts of my body so my left hip can turn as I twist toward the right. Beautiful. And at your own time coming back. And let's do a little sensing here. Eyes open or closed as to feeling again the ground. And is it possible to soften a little bit more into the earth? And just noticing any tension in the body with love and compassion. And then just noticing that energy field that we've been working with in front of us, behind us, above us, below us, to the sides. And then another thing that's really soothing for the nervous system is eyes open or closed, just widening the peripheral field. So can you see like more, like we did that eagle vision once? And just what does that do to the nervous system for you? And it's different for everybody. Just noticing the jaw and the pelvis, they're connected. So notice what happens if we relax one part. And let's come over to the other side. So I'm going to go over to the left side. My right arm is going to come on up and over. And I'm going to come out of it and kind of reroute those two sitting bones. So come over. And then take that arm, the opposite arm, take it away from you. So the arm is in one direction and your head is in the other. And you can just find what feels good with the arm to the side. So I'm practicing with you. We're doing this together. And I have my rhythm and you have yours. And trying to find our own rhythm is like really also nurturing for the nervous system. And then taking the hand behind the head perhaps, and maybe reaching that arm up even more and making circles if you want to with your arms or any parts of you. And then we'll turn this into a twist. So I'm going to take my right hand on the outside of my left knee, left hand behind me. And once more, just letting myself know that I'm safe in this space. And just noticing one side is generally different than the other. And then as we come back to the center again, can we bring more, like all the parts of us to the front? Whatever that means for you, all the parts. And if you like, sitting or even lying down, we'll take your feet in front of you again. We're going to come back to lying down. And so what we've been doing, just kind of shifting from side to side. So if you can, kind of feel the feet as you shift from one side to the other. And sitting back even more to find a place where maybe you can feel a little bit of like a releasing in any areas of tightness. So it could be in any, it could be sitting down more, lying down more. And you can move any parts of you that want to move also. And take that over to the other side. You can put weight in those areas that need a little bit of love, that are a little tight. And if you need more movement, do more movement. And if you need more stillness, do more stillness. So that takes responsibility off of me, and I'll feel responsible for you. And let's come onto our backs. And just take a moment to feel yourself on the floor or the bed, or even if you're still sitting in a chair. And we'll take the right knee into the chest and extend the left leg. It could hover if you want more activation in the navel, or you can keep it flat. And we'll bring the right knee in, but put pressure away into your hand as you stretch and bend the leg. So pushing away as you bring your leg in towards you. And then we're just going to do like a little micro movement side to side of the leg. Just side to side. And then internally, externally rotate. So from the hip, opening up so the heel comes to one, to the left, and to the right. So from the hip joint. And then taking that leg a bit more out to the side. You can keep the knee bent as well. So out to the side and cross it over any amount, just for a moment. And then we'll switch sides. So the left leg can be straight or bent. Right leg can be straight or bent. Left knee comes in. And bending and straightening again with resistance. And breathing, maybe add a breath rhythm with it. Equal inhale and exhale if you like. And what can soften as you do this? And then side to side, like super teeny tiny movement, side to side. And then internally, externally rotate if you like. So heel to one side and then the other from the hip joint. And welcoming feelings if they arise. When we move, things move, right? And then maybe we're going to take a little twist. So knee out to the left and then the right, leg bent or straight. Just a little minute mini twist over here. And any sound that wants to release is perfect. And then bring both knees into the chest if you like, if that feels right. And this is from Marcella Woodrick, who also does work on nervous system. And we're going to take a little circles with the knees, but using our hands. So using our hands to lead the knees in any circle and just take any rhythm that you like. She does this for like a really long time. We're just going to do this really short. But if there's any shaking that happens in the body, let it shake. And if there's any other movement that wants to happen, let that happen as well. So I'm beginning to feel a little shaking, and that's the nervous system releasing patterns. So it's okay if you feel that, and it's okay if you don't feel that. Beautiful. And then bring your knees into the chest like you can give yourself a hug, and maybe lift your head up if you're on the ground. Feel your belly. And then we're going to extend our legs and our arms away. So you can have your head down as well. And then just bring it in. You can lift your head. You don't have to. Give yourself a hug. And then just take it away any amount. So lower is more challenging. So you want to really feel support in your belly, no pain in the back. One more time, taking it in, and then take it away. All right, so now we're just going to crisscross. So we're just going to open your arms and legs and cross them. And I'm going to give yourself a hug in one direction, and then open, cross the other direction, and give yourself a hug in the other direction. So just do that through 2 more times. Open and cross. If you want to do a little bit more engagement in the navel, you take your legs lower down and cross. And then we're going to take it and cross and bend the knees and cross. Give yourself a hug. You can move those knees any amount. You can open the feet wider or keep them closer in. And then we'll do that again the other side. So opening and switching the cross. Give yourself a hug to remember which side that you crossed your arms. Good. Okay, and we're going to shift onto all fours. So find your way, if you like, onto all fours. And we'll come into a child pose where you sit back on your heels, forehead toward the floor. You can put a pillow underneath your heels, a pillow underneath your forehead, if you like, and just take rest. And if you want to do a little more engagement, you can come into a downward dog. So resting back here, we're coming up into a downward dog, like an inverted V. And then come onto all fours, and then we'll just shift your hips to the right and your hands over toward the left, like a little stretch here. So feeling the side body stretch. And you can even peek it open toward the right a little bit. And we'll do the other side. So coming back onto all fours, you can still be resting the whole time in child pose, shifting your hips to the left, arms to the right, and you can crawl your fingers over as much as you like so you feel a nice stretch. And what else can soften? Like the forehead, the jaw, again the pelvis, and maybe peeking the left arm open, the heart open a little bit. And so let's do that again. The option is to do this in like a downward dog. So either you're continuing to go from one side, walking on over, stretching that side, opening, peeking up. And if none of that feels good, you can stay sitting and do some side stretches as well. If you'd like to come into a downward dog, we'll do it that. We're going to do it high up. Take the knees to the left, heels to the right, and kind of feel like a little stretch that way, sitting back toward the heels. So this is, and then get lightness in the left arm. That's another option instead of doing the downward dog. And the other side, knees to the right, heels to the left. Taking a little stretch there. So just one more time, each side your way. So finding rhythm. Feeling the earth beneath you. Remembering to sense where you are in space and time. Well, I don't know about time. Good. And then from here, just come back onto all fours. And let's just make a little circle with the hips, as big or as little as you like. And if you're sitting, move your torso around. Adding any other parts, so you can add your head. We'll go in the other direction. And again, softening the jaw. I say that because that's where I tend to have a lot of tension. And I let it transfer to softening the pelvis. And then we'll just take your right ear to right hip, left ear to left hip. And let's take a little circle with cat-cow. So inhale, head up, belly down. Exhaling, rounding. And then right ear to right hip, left ear to left hip. And then let's take it all together. So inhale, head up, belly down. Right ear to right hip. Tail tucks under, left ear to left hip. And then reversing, left ear to left hip, tail tucks under, knee to nose, right ear to right hip, and then head up, belly down. Beautiful. And then one more thing here today. Take your right leg back. We'll tap it over toward the left, and we'll come to a side stretch. So your left knee is under the hip, the arm is under the shoulder or a little forward of the shoulder, and the arm comes up. And maybe stay here. You can also play with the arms again. You can play with even the leg and the hip joint. Even take it back, the foot back behind you more, and coming more into like an arch in your spine. And we'll do the other side. So left leg back toward the right. Taking that little side stretch. You can also just lie down on your side. Left arm over. Moving, playing with it, any fluid movement. You can move your leg if you want. And then we'll transition, if you like, into standing, and you're welcome to stay seated. So transition to standing any way you like. Let's do a couple of standing poses and then bring ourselves back to rest. So come to standing if you like. You can also lie on your back. Perfect. Good. And let's just to take your heels up and bring them down, and maybe even get the sense of I am here. And what does that do in your system? Just do that and give yourself a hug after it. Just give yourself a hug after doing that. Like, this is containing energy. And let's just do that again. So just coming up and down, and give yourself a hug the other way. And I'm just going to shake a little, just shake a little bit. So keeping the heels down and just shaking from the knees. And you can shake any way you like. And bringing more parts of you into the shake. And then we're just going to do a little flow, little short flow today. So taking your right leg back and the left knee is forward, left leg is forward, the knee's bent. And you're going to just bend the right knee a little bit. So bend the knee a little bit and tuck your tail a little bit so you feel that back hip. And we're just going to take a little stretch over toward the left. So right leg is back, taking a little stretch over toward the left, which stretches that psoas muscle, the muscle of the soul, where we hold a lot of tension. So just breathing into that any amount, breathing. You have to remember to breathe too. And then we're going to take this to a little twist. So the right arm is forward, left arm is back. And maybe taking your left hand back a little bit toward the right thigh, and the right arm comes up any amount, like a opening the heart any amount. And then opening this up into what's a warrior two. So the left foot is forward, right leg is back, into this power pose of warrior two. Just feeling the stability of on the floor, feeling the feet in the earth. We'll take your right hand back and the left arm up, and you can even look back. And again, just notice any shapes, colors in the space. Good, and then coming back to that warrior two. And then taking the back hand to the front like you're brushing the space, like you're cleansing the space. And we'll take your right hand down on a chair, piece of furniture, and the left arm comes up to the sky in a little twist. Good. And we're just going to transition to the other side. So you can transition any way you like. You can take a little stretch. And shake it out. And we'll do the other side. So the left leg comes back. So this is a warrior pose too. You can be on the ball of the foot or the heel is down. The arms come up. And then we're going to bend the back knee a little bit. So the right knee's bent. The knee's over the ankle. The back knee's bent a little bit, tucking the tail a little so you feel the left hip. The right hand can be on the hip and twisting over toward the right now, feeling the left hip, that psoas muscle. Just enjoy any stretch that you can feel or not. And then left arm is going to come forward, right arm is back. You can totally be in a chair for this. Just take your, sitting down, take your leg back behind you a little. And then the right hand can come back down the leg any amount, left arm up, any amount. And then opening this up to a warrior two pose. And then feeling the ground. I used to teach yoga and talk about feeling the ground, and I didn't feel the ground. I just kept talking about it until one day I really kind of felt grounded, more grounded. And then taking the left leg back toward the left thigh, right arm up any amount. You can look back if you want to. And feeling both feet on the ground and the rest of the body on the ground. Good. And then just come on over to a side stretch. And then take that left hand down like you're going to paint the sky. Left hand down, right arm comes up into a little twist. Beautiful. And then any transition to bring yourself back, we're going to come to a wide straddle. So any transition, last part. almost the last part. So we come to a wide straddle. And it doesn't have to be super wide. Excuse me. So the first part we'll do is more for the shoulder. So just, you can have your knees a comfortable distance wide so that you can put your hands on your thighs and just look over one side so that you're pushing the thigh away, opening up through the shoulder, twisting, and then the other side. So just do that one more time each side, and if you're sitting, just bring your legs wide. And the other side. Good. And then we'll come down a little further. So you might want to bring your legs a little wider. You might want to have your hands holding onto like furniture or the floor or blocks. And and just come down any amount. You can have your hands right underneath you. They could be a little forward. So just do something to bring the ground closer to you. And then we'll just bend one knee and then the other. So you can be sitting up, you can even be high up, right? And bending one knee and then the other. You don't have to be that low. Good. And then see if it's possible to really find that transition, like a smooth transition. So maybe you need to come up higher to find this smooth transition from one side to the other. So just one more time, enjoy any movement here. You can totally drop your head if that feels right as well. And then we'll toe heel your feet about hip distance apart. Soften the knees. You can bring your hands on your hips. Feel the strength of the back, the belly to the spine, and come on up to standing. Once more. And let's complete on our back if you like, or sitting. So just come on to rest. Once more, if you like, if you're on your back, you can bring your knees into the chest, rock from side to side. And if you feel comfortable, take your right foot on top of the left thigh. So it's, if you're on your back, you can do this. If you're sitting on the floor, you can do this. If you're sitting on a chair, do it feels right. And you can rock from side to side if you like here. Any amount. And then switching sides. So if you're lying down, left foot on top of right thigh, you're welcome to bring the knee in towards you. You can rock it or keep it still. And we'll end in a twist. So bringing your feet flat, shifting your hips to the right if you're on your back, knees to the left, arms out like wings. If you're sitting, you can take any twist. If you're lying down, just let yourself be extra comfortable. Find extra comfort in the pose. You put something between your knees. You can make snow angels with the arm if that feels right. And we'll shift when you're ready, or at some point to the other side, shifting your hips to the left, knees to the right. And just take a moment to be extra comfy. So what do you need to be extra compassionate, extra loving, extra giving. And just take a moment. We'll do 1 minute of a shavasana. I know it's a little later. So just take 1 minute of any pose, anything that feels comfortable for you right now. So if you need to be on your side, on your back, in a chair, on your belly. For this one moment, there's nowhere to go and nothing to do. And you're welcome to stay there and continue resting. Welcome to come up to sitting. Wherever you are, just take an inhale. See yourself as healthy, happy, and whole, and exhale. You can also just inhale and exhale without holding the breath. And so then just inhale. See those you love as healthy, happy, and whole. Exhale. And inhale, see the world as a place of peace and safety and love. Exhale. And then we'll end in the Kundalini tradition with a Satnam, meaning I am true. So if you want to chant that along, or hum, or sing, or be silent, Satnam. So it's a long Sat and a short Nam, meaning I am true. So inhale. Sat. Nam. Satnam. Thank you so much.